Welcome back. The Africa Economic Conference is currently underway in Gaborone, Botswana. The 3-day event is a collaboration between the bank and the UN Economic Commission for Africa and the UN Development Programme. SABC News reporter Khayelihle Khumalo joins us now for the second day. So Kaya, what are you hearing so far there?
Oh, okay, lovely.
Okay, let's give it another bash there. Khayelihle, thank you so much for your time this hour. What's come out of the conference so far?
Well, absolutely, Mxolisi. A lot of issues really are being zoomed in on here in Gaborone in Botswana. Issues around economic growth, issues around the opportunities, but also the risks as well in terms of the global world, in terms of so many developments. You look at the current situation in the Middle East, and also you're looking at the issues around also the value chains as well. You look at the conflict between Russia and Ukraine as well, in terms of the disruption, in terms of the issues around food and security. But joining us now, Mxolisi, of course, we do have Norma Sephuma. That's, of course, the economic advisor here in Botswana. So, Norma, you just took part in a discussion where a lot of important issues were raised. But let's look at really in terms of the very main issues that have come to the fore so far. From your vantage point, so far, what are the critical issues?
So I think this conversation happens at a really timely time, given the complexities and the volatilities we're seeing around the world. And it's really around how do we create resilient economies that are able to not only respond to these times that we're involved in, but in a sustainable manner. And we looked at a number of issues, and one of those is around how do we create economies in Africa that rely on our own skills, on our own industries, and this is through the creation of value chains and regional value chains facilitated by the Africa Free Trade Continental Area. And this, I think, is really pertinent because these are the types of industries that really utilize our own resources in a meaningful, in a sustainable manner. And working together, you know, the public sector, what do we need to do on the public sector side to facilitate the private sector as well as the communities that these industries operate in. So I think this is a critical time to be talking about this and really invigorating conversations, both from an academic perspective, as we've seen some of the research papers that have been presented, but as well as the development partners, their input, and us as government and what it is that we need to be doing.
And Norma, just looking at the theme of the conference, I mean, aptly put, securing Africa's economic future amidst rising uncertainty. From Botswana's perspective, how are you doing? Because, you know, similar challenges that you face, youth unemployment, issues around inequality, I mean, same experience like in South Africa, so many countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Let's look at your experience. How do you plan to tackle these issues?
Well, I mean, the government has been looking at how do we diversify out of the reliance on minerals. As we all know, the diamond market is down at the moment. So the focus really is around diversifying the economy, and in diversifying the economy, really tackling those challenges that we're seeing of inequality, of unemployment, particularly amongst the youth, and keeping and increasing the activity within the economy.
And just before I let you go, Norma, issues around sustainable development, I mean, critical issues. Time is running out for the globe. I would imagine also Botswana, they really understand that time is of the essence.
Yes, it really is. And a lot of it is really around, for me, harnessing those resources, you know, from a financing perspective, from a skills perspective, looking at the youth that we have, and also from a government perspective, putting in the policies that then facilitate and invigorate these different parts of the economy that need to be developed in order to respond in a timeless way.
And in terms of solutions, come Monday, away from Botswana. I mean, how do we get to that Africa that we want?
Yeah. I think really sitting down and reflecting and reviewing the policies that we have in place, and also cooperating and also having the conversations with the other partners in the economy, other stakeholders in the economy. The government can't do it on its own, and it's so necessary that we partner with the relevant stakeholders across the economic chain, so that we are really optimizing the resources that we have around the table.
Okay, lovely. Norma Sephuma there, the economic advisor to the president of Botswana. And in fact, yesterday, Mxolisi, the president of Botswana officially opened this conference and really threw down the gauntlet to the delegates to come up with solutions really that will really make a change, but also speaking about a myriad of other issues as well around peace and security in the African continent, but also talking about the young people in the African continent, saying they are vibrant, restless, but also yearning for these opportunities so that they are able to rise above the challenges that they are facing. But a lot of focus as well around issues around sustainable development goals. As you know, that time is incredibly running out, but really a myriad of other issues as well coming to the fore around climate change, and really just making sure that Africa is able to address these issues. So quite a number of issues here for day 2 here in Gaborone. So with that, back to you in Johannesburg.
Right, that's Khayelihle Khumalo watching that story for us. Khayelihle, listen, thank you so much indeed for your time this hour.